Criticism is inevitable. It's unavoidable. No matter what you do, no matter how well you perform, someone, somewhere, will have something to say about it. But here's the reality. How you respond to that criticism determines everything. You can crumble, you can react with anger, or you can rise above it with a calm, unbreakable resolve. Today, I'm going to give you 7 ways to handle criticism like a Stoic, like a warrior in control of yourself and your emotions. This is not about taking things lightly or pretending you don't care. It's about real strength, the strength to listen, to learn, and to grow without letting anything or anyone shake you. If you follow these 7 principles, criticism will no longer weaken you, it will fuel you. So let's get started. Way 1. Separate yourself from the criticism. When people criticize you, the first instinct is to take it personally, to feel as if they are attacking you, your identity, your worth, your very being. But that's where you're wrong. The Stoic understands that criticism is not a reflection of who you are. It is simply another person's perception of your actions, and their perception is not your reality. This is the first principle you must master: separation. You are not the criticism. You are not defined by someone else's opinion. Criticism is external. You are internal. You exist outside of that person's viewpoint. And once you understand this, you create a psychological distance between yourself and the critique. You can look at it objectively, without the emotional weight that drags most people down. So the next time someone criticizes you, remember, you are not your actions. You are not the external. Separate yourself from the criticism, and you will find clarity. This is where true power begins, by not allowing other people's words to define your worth. Way 2. Control your immediate reaction. When criticism hits, your first reaction is often defensive. Anger, frustration, or hurt. But understand this, your initial reaction is rarely the right one. If you react impulsively, you are letting emotions rule you, and that gives your critic power over you. A Stoic knows that true power comes from controlling that first reaction. Here's how you do it. When you receive criticism, pause. That silence is your power. That brief moment where you don't respond immediately gives you the control. It lets you process, think, and regain your composure before you act. By doing this, you're not reacting emotionally, you're responding with intention. Remember, responding out of anger or defensiveness only escalates the situation. It shows weakness, not strength. So when criticism comes your way, control your initial reaction. Show the world that you are not ruled by impulses, but by deliberate, thought-out responses. This is how you stand above the noise, unfazed by the storm of emotions others try to hurl at you. Way 3. Analyze the criticism objectively. Not all criticism is created equal. Some of it will be useless, spiteful, bitter, or just plain wrong. But some criticism carries truth. The Stoic does not shy away from truth, no matter how uncomfortable it may be. To handle criticism like a Stoic, you must analyze it objectively, without ego, without defensiveness. Ask yourself, is there something valuable here? Is there something I can learn? Even the harshest criticism, if it contains a grain of truth, can be a tool for your growth. But to find that truth, you need to strip away your emotions and look at the critique for what it is, a mirror. If it reflects something you can improve, embrace it. Take responsibility and act on it. If it's baseless, discard it and move on. Remember, the key is objectivity. When you detach your emotions and ego from the criticism, you can see it for what it is, a potential source of growth. And growth is what makes you dangerous, unshakable, and above all, free. Way 4. Don't respond immediately. Let it sit. Sometimes, the best response to criticism is no response at all. At least not right away. A Stoic knows that time is a powerful ally. When you're criticized, especially in the heat of the moment, your emotions are high, your thoughts scattered. This is not the time to respond. This is the time to let it sit. Walk away. Give yourself space to think clearly. When you remove yourself from the immediacy of the situation, you give yourself the ability to reflect with a calm, rational mind. Maybe after some time, you'll see the criticism in a different light. Maybe you'll realize it wasn't as bad as it first seemed, or maybe you'll see it for the nonsense that it is. Either way, letting it sit gives you the perspective to respond, if needed, with clarity and confidence. Remember, silence and time are tools of the wise. Use them, and you will always have the upper hand. Way 5. Use criticism as fuel for self-improvement. Criticism can be painful. It can sting, but it is also one of the most powerful tools for growth if you know how to use it. A Stoic understands that adversity, including criticism, is an opportunity. When someone critiques you, they are shining a light on an area that you might need to improve. Instead of shrinking from it, you use it as fuel. This is the mindset you need to adopt. Every piece of criticism is a chance to sharpen yourself, to get better, stronger, and more resilient. Let criticism become the catalyst for your growth. Set goals based on the feedback you receive. Work on your weaknesses, and when you improve, you will become unassailable, not because the criticism stopped, but because you have risen above it. This is how you turn a potential setback into your greatest asset. Criticism is not a barrier. It's a stepping stone to becoming the best version of yourself. Way 6. Never let criticism shake your self-worth. No matter how hard the criticism, no matter how harsh the words, your worth is not determined by what others say about you. This is fundamental. If you allow criticism to erode your confidence, you have given your power away. A Stoic understands that self-worth comes from within, from your values, your actions, and your sense of purpose, not from the opinions of others. Let this be your foundation. You are not here to be liked by everyone. You are not here to meet other people's expectations. You are here to live with purpose, and criticism is just background noise on your journey. Don't let it shake you. Stand firm in who you are, and let no one's words diminish your sense of self. When you understand this, you become untouchable. The opinions of others will roll off you like water, and you will continue to rise, undeterred. Way 7. Respond with grace and strength. Finally, the Stoic responds to criticism with grace. This doesn't mean you agree with every critique or become passive in the face of it. It means you acknowledge the feedback with calmness and strength, even if the criticism is unfair. When you respond with grace, you disarm your critics. You show them that their words hold no power over you. You are above petty arguments and emotional reactions. You are in control. And when people see that level of composure, they respect you, whether they admit it or not. So, thank your critics for their feedback, whether it's valid or not. You don't need to defend yourself. You don't need to explain. Simply acknowledge it with poise and let your actions speak louder than words. This is the ultimate form of strength. We have more interesting videos about Stoicism and the way of life. If you want to watch a video about 7 Stoic rules to become dangerous, please click link above in the video. Criticism is inevitable, but how you handle it will determine your path. To handle criticism like a Stoic, you must first separate yourself from it. Don't let it define who you are. Control your immediate reaction. Never let emotions rule your response. Analyze the criticism with a clear mind. Is there truth in it? If so, use it as a tool for your growth. Don't respond immediately. Let it sit, gain perspective, and then decide how to proceed. Above all, never let criticism shake your self-worth. Your value comes from within, not from the opinions. Till the next time, stay strong and live wisely.